unnecessary coverage delays.
We're committed to keeping you informed about all the federal changes that impact your eligibility and enrollment. Take advantage of this incredible program. Visit our website at georgiaaccess.gov to select the best plan for your needs.
So you only check it twice?
Well, yes.
Huh. Nissan tests every model thousands of times. We even test them for severe Arctic weather. No wonder Nissan is J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality. Hold on to that hat, Santa.
Hurry, holiday savings end January 5th at the Nissan year-end event. Now get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through INMEC, or get up to $5,000 customer cash on select new models.
The News 1226 First Alert Radar News.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Huggins Peel.
At Parker's Kitchen, get our new breakfast meal deal: a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, a hot coffee, and a crispy hash brown for just $5.99 at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 live at 5.
Thank you for watching News 12 live at 5 on WRDW, now streaming live on WRDW+. I'm Ashley Campbell. Well, we know that weather is top of mind as some of you may be traveling for the new year, maybe setting off some fireworks. With that said, we're going to go ahead and start things off with your First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Riley Hale, with what you need to know as you make plans to kick off the new year, Riley.
Yeah, Ashley, we got some big changes heading our way this week. I hope everyone enjoyed the warm weather that lasted this past weekend into last week, because we had a strong cold front that pushed through today, brought us some very windy conditions, and behind this front we're going to see much colder temps. But we actually did get a gust up to 46 miles an hour today in Augusta, 59 over in Atlanta. Many spots were gusting as high as 40 this afternoon. And currently speaking, that wind has calmed down just a tad, not really seeing any gusts over 30 in most spots across the region. That wind will gradually taper off as we continue into tonight. We are going to continue that lake wind advisory until 7 p.m. But another thing that's been issued for portions of the CSRA is a fire weather watch. So very dry air combined with dry fuels on the grounds, and still some gusty winds next couple of days will bring a very elevated fire risk across the area. So really encouraging people to be safe with those fireworks. Wind chill is going to be dropping all the way down into the low 20s by early tomorrow morning. So it is going to feel substantially colder across the area the next few days. One more on the forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Right now, we're working to learn more information after an officer was shot at multiple times in Edgefield County. South Carolina Department of Natural Resources says the incident happened yesterday morning. The officer was not injured. Officials say that the suspect may have been driving a silver or light blue four-door vehicle. The tag number is still unknown at this time, and so is the location where that shooting happened. We are working to learn more details. We're going to keep you updated as we do learn more. In the meantime, anyone with information on this incident, it needs to contact SLED. We've got that number on your screen right there, 866-472-8477. People can contact Crime Stoppers of the Midlands as well, and we do have that number listed on your screen as well. We have an update to a deadly crash in Burke County that we first brought you as breaking news at midday. The coroner's office identified the victim as 55-year-old Max Bowersox from Charleston County, South Carolina. It happened at the intersection of Highway 23 and Ben Hatcher Road. You're taking a look at a map of that area. The Burke County Sheriff's Office says that the victim ran a stop sign, crashed into a tractor trailer, and died at the scene. That crash comes during a busy holiday travel period just days before the new year. The Christmas travel period started Christmas Eve and ended yesterday, and during that time, the Georgia Department of Public Safety says there were nearly 300 DUIs and 15 crash deaths. And in South Carolina, public safety officials tell us there were 11 crash deaths. So to prevent tragedies like this from happening, local agencies are partnering up to ensure that you are safe on the roads when you're traveling. And that's where we find Ergenta Schroeder joining us live in the newsroom with more on what you can expect as you head out on the roads.
Well, both local and state organizations are continuing their efforts to keep people safe on the roadways this holiday season, just a handful of days from the new year, in a collaborative effort to prevent speeding, distracted driving, drunk driving, and more. Local law enforcement agencies are partnering with Georgia State Patrol to keep drivers safe as part of the state's initiative to curb drunk driving. And the Georgia Department of Transportation is making sure things don't get more complicated, continuing their practice of suspending lane closures during busy travel periods like these. Officials say not only does it ease travel and take away risks for drivers, but it protects workers from highway danger just inches away.
You're just a few inches away from someone, and you know, hey, if one of these cars veers off in the wrong direction, you're going to be in a world of trouble. And it's a dangerous job, so certainly getting people out of those positions when there's extra cars on the road for holiday times, that's a good thing.
And coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll hear more about how law enforcement and other state agencies are working to curb that dangerous driving this week ahead of the new year.
All right, thanks for that, Gunter. Important news as people head off the door. We want to keep everybody safe, right? So thank you for that. And here's a resource for those who plan to celebrate the new year with some drinks. AAA's free Tow-to-Go program is underway. Drivers can reach out to the agency and get a free ride within a 10-mile radius, you and your vehicle. That program runs until 6 a.m. on January the 2nd. It is available to both members and non-members, and it is only for those who live in Georgia. And if you have plans to hit the road for the new year, you want to take a look at your screen right here for the best and worst times to do so. That's according to AAA. Travel experts say the worst time to drive is right now until early evening, then again tomorrow, early afternoon into the early evening. AAA says that the best time to drive is tomorrow morning, and traffic is expected to be light on New Year's Eve as well as New Year's Day. We're on your side with a safety alert before the New Year celebrations get underway. Most people ring in the new year with fireworks, and if you have plans to light some at your home, fire officials are urging you to take safety precautions. So here's a list of things that officials say you need to check off before you light your fireworks. First, remove dry leaves and debris from porches, decks, yards. Also, choose a safe fireworks area away from homes, vehicles, and trees, and set out a metal bucket with water or sand used for sparklers and fireworks, and create a no-kids zone around anything that sparks or burns. Also, bring pets inside early because fireworks can frighten them and cause them to run off. And as we enter the new year, Shepherd Community Blood Center is calling on the community during a shortage. Shepherd is teaming up with Your Pie Pizza to help provide blood to local patients in the CSRA. We spoke with the CEO of the Blood Center about why this time of year is critical when it comes to blood donations.
Historically, the holidays are the worst time for the blood supply. A lot of the blood we collect comes from schools and companies, and with those a lot of times being shut down around the holidays, it really has an impact on the blood supply. So starting the year, we're way short of where we need to be.
Anyone who donates blood with Shepherd from January 1st through the 10th is going to receive a voucher for a free 10-inch pizza from Your Pie, as well as 2 movie tickets. The movie tickets can be redeemed at one of several local movie theaters, and all Shepherd donor centers and mobile drives are participating in this event, so donors do not need an appointment. Today marks 1 year since former President Jimmy Carter passed away at 100 years old. Carter remains the only U.S. president from the state of Georgia. He served 1 term from 1977 to 1981. Before that, Carter was Georgia's governor and state senator. Following his presidency, he founded the Carter Center nonprofit and became the face of Habitat for Humanity. He also taught Sunday school in his hometown of Plains. That's a small farming town about 150 miles south of Atlanta. That's where he is now buried alongside his beloved wife. Happening today, a massive mural has returned to the Atlanta skyline to honor former President Jimmy Carter. The sign is going to be illuminated until 11:59 tonight. You can see it there. The mural was created by Georgia artist Dane Jefferson in 2022. New today, we're giving you a new look at progress on the Hive development in North Augusta from our Sky 12 drone. This is just off Martintown Road near I-20. It'll feature apartments and homes as well as retail and dining places. The Hive's website says that it's opening this summer. Stanley Martin is the developer for these homes, of which the Hive says there will be more than 300 with prices starting in the 200,000s. Also, there's going to be a luxury apartment community called Jackson Park with 343 units. Severe winter weather is putting holiday travel on hold just days before the new year. Coming up, where the storm is heading next and the latest on flight disruptions. Riley?
And we officially saw our high temp today of 67 early this morning. For the first time in 2 weeks, we're dropping our temperatures below average tomorrow. We'll have that forecast coming up.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert.
This year, don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Augusta Aiken Honda dealer.
From our family to yours, happy holidays!
Done that. I was T-going at the intersection. My car was totaled, bills were piling up, and I needed help. Fast. I called George Sink Injury Lawyers, and they got me $710,000. If you've been hurt, don't wait. Call all nines now. They helped me, and I know they'll help you too.
Now, your first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Welcome back in, folks. Live look from the Thurmond Dam. We've been seeing nothing but white caps on the lake cam all day long. Things have finally started to calm down a little bit. Still choppy out there, but definitely not as rough as what it was. 53 right now on the thermometer. We still got that northwest wind steady between 10 to 15. Wind will gradually taper off heading into tonight, and temperatures are going to be dropping quickly. By around 11 o'clock tonight, we're already in the 30s, and then most likely seeing our actual temps hit the upper 20s by daybreak tomorrow morning. So it is going to be a frigid start to our Tuesday, especially relative to what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Remember, we had a high tip of 80 degrees this past Saturday, so we are going to be a far cry from that number for the next several days. Now, the wind chill also going to be a factor, so actual temps will be in the upper 20s early Tuesday, but our feel-like temperatures will likely be down to the low 20s at times. It's going to take a little while for us to at least warm up out of the 30s on the wind chill. It's not going to be until later tomorrow afternoon we actually feel above 40 degrees. We'll get our actual temps into the upper 40s tomorrow afternoon, but definitely going to stay chilly out there. Going to be a pretty cool day again on Wednesday. We'll see our actual temps drop down into the mid-20s daybreak Wednesday morning, and then afternoon highs will be a tad warmer Wednesday afternoon, at least into the mid-50s for us. But if you have plans, maybe head out for New Year's Eve night. Right now it does look dry, but temperatures are going to be chilly, and we're also going to have an elevated fire risk across the area, so need to take some extra precautions with fireworks safety this year. Dry relative humidity out there and also dry fuels on the ground could mean that temperatures will spread pretty quick. Now, here's a look at that 7-day forecast. We are going to see temps at least hit the 60s again by Thursday, then good chance for rain by Saturday.
Breaking news live at 5, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office Chief Louis Blanchard confirming with News 12 that he is a finalist for a police chief position in Lynn Haven, Florida. Now, according to the Lynn Haven City Commissioner's agenda, Blanchard will be offered that job tomorrow. A police chief is the highest ranking official in a police department and is responsible for overall command. And that's what he currently does right now at the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Of course, we're going to be keeping an eye on this, and we're going to let you know when we learn more and if there are any plans for a replacement at the Richmond County Sheriff's Office if Blanchard does take that position. Giving you a live look right now at FlightAware's misery map showing nearly 1,000 delays, dozens of cancellations across the country. This comes as a winter storm moves into the Northeast, hitting upstate New York and New England after it slammed through the Midwest yesterday. Another round of treacherous travel expected today in the Northeast, bringing high winds, ice, and snow. Bradley Blackburn is tracking the latest for us.
A powerful winter storm blanketed much of the Midwest in a blizzard Sunday, dumping snow and bringing whiteout conditions to roadways.
14-vehicle crash.
Zero visibility and ice caused accidents from Iowa to Michigan to Minnesota, where jackknifed tractor trailers lined snowy highways. The message to drivers, stay off the roads.
We actually had a semi who stopped in the lane, in the traveled lane, because they are having difficulty seeing which then caused a chain reaction accident.
In central Illinois, a suspected tornado touched down Sunday, scattering debris and damaging buildings, including some that were total losses.
We have people that are losing their homes tonight.
The system is now moving into the Northeast, hitting upstate New York and New England with freezing rain and snowfall.
Parts of New York State could see more than a foot of snow this week. Here in New York City, the problem is a blanket of dense fog that wrapped skyscrapers and slowed air travel.
As you can tell, it's pretty windy out there right now.
At Chicago O'Hare, conditions brought some planes to a stop. There have been thousands of cancellations and delays nationwide over the last few days, with more expected this week. Holiday travelers everywhere are exhausted.
We were supposed to leave last night, then we got delayed till like 8, and then they canceled it until today.
Out west, snow even capped mountains near Los Angeles after days of atmospheric river-fueled moisture in Southern California. Winter weather from coast to coast, with more on the way. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
More than 100 million people have been under high wind advisories, including some of us right here in the CSRA. The storm also expected to send temperatures plunging in the south as the Arctic cold front moves towards Florida and the Gulf. A safety alert coming up from the FBI to parents tonight. A criminal organization called The Calm is targeting and recruiting children. Find out what you need to know as a parent to protect your child after the break.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Answers to your
You've been seeing our commercials for months, and while you've been watching homeowners across our area save their roofs and save thousands of dollars, guess what? You can too. Roof Saver's exclusive patent-pending Renew at 17 roof preservation treatment extends the life of your roof by 17 years with just one application and one treatment. We're proud to announce that Roof Savers is the first roofing company to be approved and partnered with the Wounded Warrior Program in the United States. Listen to Dr. David Godbold.
I am the CEO of the Wounded Warrior Program, and I'm lucky enough to be the National Director for our military emergency response teams. I will tell everybody that I'm not allowed to put my name on anything that doesn't meet the criteria and does not support our military and our veterans. Can't afford to do that. We don't want to do anything negative, nothing to put our name on it and it turn out to be some big catastrophe or be some big flop. We put our inspectors involved in this project. We put scientists involved in the chemicals that are used. Everything met the criteria. I'll just tell everybody, it's the greatest invention going forward to save your home, your house, your roof. You're not damaging anything. You're not doing anything to environment. You're not throwing shingles in the trash cans. And insurance companies all over ought to be very excited about this product.
Call the number on the screen right now to see if your roof qualifies. America's #1 choice for roof preservation is Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
All right, welcome back in. We have been talking about the cold front that's moved through today. In the wake of this cold front, it's going to bring us some much drier air across the region that will stick around through the middle of the week, and this is going to bring an elevated fire risk with that. So that goes in effect across most of the CSRA starting today and lasting all the way through our Wednesday night. So I know we're getting to that time of year, where we want to set off a lot of fireworks out there. Just need to make sure you're taking those extra precautions. Have some water close by in case any errant firework maybe starts to spark up a fire out there, because the thing is, with very low relative humidity, dry fuel on the ground, and still some relatively gusty winds the next couple of days, that can lead to fires being very difficult to contain. We've already had a couple of brush fires here across the region over the last several days. Here's that 7-day outlook. We are going to be much colder heading into tomorrow. We'll wake up in the 20s, and afternoon highs will likely stay in the upper 40s for your Tuesday. Still going to be a very cold start Wednesday, well into the 20s. Afternoon highs at least a touch warmer in the mid-50s. New Year's Day is looking gorgeous, mostly sunny and very seasonable temps with highs close to 60. And then we are tracking that next chance rain to show up this weekend, Friday night into Saturday.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. We are on your side with a warning from the FBI over a criminal. Now that Christmas is over, you may be asking, what should I do with my tree? Well, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wants real Christmas trees for Thurman Lake. Every year, the Corps recycles the trees to use them as fish habitats. In Georgia, you can drop off your live tree at the Amity Dam use area or the Keck Creek boat ramp. Over in South Carolina, you can take your tree to the Dorn boat ramp area or below the dam day use park at Clarks Hill. All decorations, including tinsel and lights, have to be removed before you drop them off. The last day to recycle your tree is January the 18th.
Well, we are going to be much colder heading into tonight, early tomorrow morning. Temperatures falling all the way to the upper 20s by sunrise Tuesday. Have a look at that chilly 7-day outlook coming up.
This season is about moments. Moments that shine. Moments that stay with us forever. At Windsor Fine Jewelers, every piece of jewelry is a promise, a celebration, a memory waiting to happen. This holiday, give a gift that tells your story. Give brilliantly, celebrate beautifully. Windsor Fine Jewelers.
Would you buy a life insurance policy if you knew your rate?
Your sale.
Well, we did have a little bit of rain early this morning, but we have since cleared out all that rain that was ahead of the cold front that passed through around the middle of the day. We are expecting dry and clear conditions for the rest of tonight, and we should hang on to dry weather for the rest of the work week. It's not going to be until we get to Friday night and into the first half of this upcoming weekend. Right now, Saturday does look pretty wet across the area as an area of low pressure tracks through the region, so bringing us a pretty decent chance to see that rain once we end off this work week and head into the weekend. Beautiful out there right now, just much colder than what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. A live look from our Beach Island camera. Temperatures right now at 53 degrees, but you can see our dew points are down into the low teens and even getting close to single digits in a few spots. So much drier air in place. That's going to allow these temperatures to drop pretty quickly for the rest of this evening into tonight. Got a good shot of hitting most likely the upper 20s by early tomorrow morning, so be prepared for a frigid start to your Tuesday. Here's a full look at that 7-day outlook. We do start to feel more seasonable again by the time we get to our New Year's Day Thursday, and then still looking at some rain chances on Saturday. Stick with us, much more just after a short break.
This is not you.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Hug and Peel.
Parker's Kitchen is my new daily coffee stop.
Gourmet beans are freshly ground for every cup. Get your own cup of great tasting, freshly brewed coffee at Parker's Kitchen.
You're watching News 12 live at 5. Continues.
Safety is top of mind in downtown Augusta ahead of New Year celebrations coming up. The steps Richmond County Sheriff's Office is taking to protect you and your family. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Campbell. You're watching News 12 live at 5 on WRDW and streaming live on WRDW+. First, though, we're tracking the weather for the new year as we check in with your First Alert meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Hey, Ashley, yeah, we have seen a big cold front pass through the region today. Brought us some really windy conditions. Actually, earlier today, we had our top gust of 46 miles an hour at Bushfield, 40 in Thompson, 41 in Washington. Look west towards Atlanta. They actually got a gust up to 59 miles per hour very early this morning. It's been windy most of the day today. That wind not quite as strong as what it was just a few hours ago, but still seeing some gusts well over 20 and even sustained wind anywhere from around 15 to 20 miles an hour. That is why we still have our lake wind advisory in effect. That should be allowed to expire once we get into later tonight. But the thing is, with this cold front, bringing us some wind and some much drier air. So that's actually leading to a fire weather watch issued across many of our Georgia counties. Current temps right now, they're starting to cool off, especially the further west you get. Temps already down into the mid and upper 40s in places like Washington and Thompson. Still hanging on to the 50s right now here in Augusta. But as we head into tonight, we are expecting sub-freezing temps temps, most likely getting down into the upper 20s by early tomorrow morning. So this is going to be the coldest morning we have seen in close to 2 weeks. Now, afternoon highs tomorrow going to be about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. So really flipping our weather pattern from what it's been over the last week. Have a look at the rest of the week for you coming up in just a little bit.
Breaking news with a traffic alert right now. A crash has shut down some railroad crossings in Midville. That's just outside of Waynesboro. That's according to the Burke County Sheriff's Office. The railroads closed are Highway 56 South and South Railroad Street. Emergency crews are urging you to take a different route if you can. We are working to learn if there are any injuries and if a train was even involved. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this and let you know when we learn more. The countdown to 2026 is on, and many people will be ringing in the new year with celebrations in downtown Augusta. To help keep you safe while celebrating the new year, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is announcing new security measures. Your Wrdw reports that downtown Augusta is going to be a little more safe this year.
As people get ready to celebrate the new year, safety is at the top of mind. But our local law enforcement says they're doing even more this year, such as adding more security measures downtown to ensure everybody is safe. You can expect to see more blue lights when you head out for New Year's Eve this year. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says this year they have 4 different special safety protocols, such as their downtown proactive patrol and the undercover burglary task force. They are also adding more staff to the jail and are working closely with the Georgia State Patrol regarding road checks and aviation, adding a helicopter to help. But this is on top of everything else they typically do and have added this year. The Sheriff's Office says so far they have yet to have any issues at an event since Sheriff Brantley has been in office and are taking a similar approach for New Year's Eve.
We're always going to be proactive. We're always going to, have our units in place, especially if we're having issues throughout the county. If we've got something that's a problem, we're going to address it. And we'll do that as long as it takes to get it under control.
And they say they plan on implementing more safety measures like these in the new year to help lower the crime rate. Reporting in Augusta, Wrdw on your side.
And we have a reminder about that teen curfew in Richmond County. Teens under 18 should not be out from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. on weekdays and 12 a.m. until 5 a.m. on weekends. Consequences range from fines, even jail times, and parents could also get in trouble for having their teens out. Take a good look at your screen right now. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding this runaway teen. This is 14-year-old Yuri Jenkins, and deputies say that he was last seen Friday in the area of Mill Pond Court in Martinez. That's right off the Old Bel Air Road. If you have any information as to where he may be, you want to contact the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-2800. Wellstar Children's Hospital of Georgia is getting a new name thanks to a $50 million donation. The hospital is going to be renamed the Wellstar Golisano Children's Hospital of Georgia. The donation comes from Tom Golisano, a leading healthcare philanthropist. The hospital will also join the Children's Alliance. That's a national group of 12 leading children's hospitals. We spoke with the pediatrician chief at Wellstar about what this donation is going to bring to the hospital.
This $50 million specifically is earmarked to help us with building a state-of-the-art pediatric cardiac intensive care unit to allow us to continue to grow that program and to provide those services for children here locally in the Augusta area as well as beyond throughout the state.
And she says that the hospital is in the process of renovating to expand behavioral health services for children. Renovations are also underway on the medical surgical floors to allow more beds in the intensive care unit. Georgia lawmakers are laying the groundwork for possible new rules aimed at protecting kids online from social media to artificial intelligence. Your Georgia State House reporter Abby Koussouris explains. Georgia lawmakers are laying the groundwork for possible new rules aimed at protecting kids online from social media to artificial intelligence. Your Georgia State House reporter Abby Koussouris explains.
After 5 months of testimony from parents, educators, and mental health professionals, a bipartisan Senate study committee aimed at studying artificial intelligence and social media platforms found that Georgia's laws are keeping up with how children use digital platforms today.
We're at a critical point where we can either turn this around or
honestly, it's getting ready to get worse.
Recommendations include expanding Georgia's bell-to-bell cell phone ban to high schools, limiting addictive design features, strengthening privacy protections for minors, and putting guardrails around AI use in schools. Republican Senator Sean Still says he expects pushback.
And we are going to be going into battle with these giant multi-billion, trillion-dollar corporations.
Technology companies argue decisions around screen time and AI should be left to families, warning state-level rules could limit innovations and create inconsistent regulation. 17-year-old Lambert High School senior Anakita Haikumar supports limits on AI in classrooms, saying it can reduce critical thinking.
Controlled or managed in a way that is not harmful to our environment.
Emory marketing professor David Schweidel says that families are often told these choices should be made at home, but many parents don't know what tools or settings exist.
You go into a grocery store or drugstore and want to buy cigarettes. There's a big warning label on it telling you how dangerous this product is. Would people be using social media and AI tools the same way if it came with that big warning label, known to cause mental health problems, may result in death?
The committee report won't become law on its own. Instead, it offers a roadmap for potential legislation that might be filed during this upcoming session. Lawmakers will be back here in January, still subject to public input, amendments, and debate. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasouris.
We're on your side now with a safety alert about vaccination straight from the South Carolina Department of Public Health. Health experts are urging people to make sure their vaccinations are up to date as we enter a new year. This comes with the ongoing measles outbreak in the upstate, as well as rising cases of other vaccine-preventable diseases. And as of December 3rd, data from DPH shows that from 2020 to 2025, the upstate region has experienced 23 outbreaks of vaccine-preventable diseases. Those include 2 measles outbreaks that included 156 total cases as of December the 26th, 7 whooping cough outbreaks that included 470 total cases, and 12 chickenpox outbreaks that included 503 total cases. You can stay updated on that ongoing measles outbreak by visiting the measles outbreak page. We do have it linked to our website and our News 12 app for you. Another safety alert for Georgia and South Carolina. The CDC is warning about a salmonella outbreak linked to raw oysters. More than 60 people across at least 22 states have gotten sick, and that includes 4 people in Georgia and 3 in South Carolina. The CDC reports that at least 20 of those people have been hospitalized. Thankfully, though, no deaths have been reported. Officials are still working to identify a common source of the oysters in question. The FDA is also investigating. And back here at home, we are taking you now, giving you a bird's eye view of the patch, now just a few months from opening to the public. This is what our Sky 12 drone spotted today. And as you can see, construction started last March, and over the summer, we saw hundreds of trucks full of sod coming and going, and as of August 3rd, the course was fully turfed. Work is largely focused on the clubhouse right now, which will be near Wrightsboro Road and Damascus Roads. At last check, we are told that that would finish around New Year's, along with the on-course comfort station. The patch is set to open in the spring during Masters Week. Job openings are coming for the patch. Last week, the course says that positions are coming for golf professionals, card and shop attendants, food and beverage staff, and greenskeepers. So they say if you're interested, you can email the patch at bobbyjoneslinks.com. Kirby Smart and the Dogs have made their way to New Orleans for Thursday night's Sugar Bowl. More exclusive coverage from there right after the break.
An Old Man winter making a return this week. We are getting our temperatures back below average starting tonight and lasting through Wednesday. That's also bringing up fire danger just before firework time, New Year's Eve. We'll have more of the forecast next.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side. This is not you.
It's not me.
Now, your first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Well, it's a good evening and take advantage of some free ice skating here at the Sharon Jones Amphitheater. We have temperatures getting chilly. Right now we're at 53 degrees, but as we head into this evening and tonight, it is going to feel like winter again for us. Take a look at the wind chill we're expecting heading into tonight. By around 10 p.m., it's already going to be feeling like the low 30s in most spots, possibly even upper 20s by that time frame. Now, as we head towards late tonight, early tomorrow morning, our wind chill will most likely bottom out between 20 and 25 degrees by daybreak Tuesday morning. So this is going to be a little bit of a shock. We have seen temperatures well above average since last week and getting below average starting tomorrow. As we head throughout our Tuesday afternoon, likely going to keep our actual temps in the upper 40s and feel like temperatures will likely stay in the mid 40s as we head towards our Tuesday afternoon. Not going to be quite as windy tomorrow as what we've seen today, but still just enough wind to lead to that wind chill factor out there. Going to be another cold night Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Our wind chill will be less of a factor Wednesday morning, but our actual temps will likely get down into the mid 20s. So what the feel like and actual temp will be pretty similar since we're expecting pretty calm winds around that time frame. So moving forward this week, our temperatures will be much colder than what we've seen over the last several days. Only expecting highs in the upper 40s tomorrow, mid 50s Wednesday, and then as we bring in the new year by Thursday, those high temps do look to be close to 60 degrees out there. Quick look at the 7-day outlook for you. We are anticipating some rain to move back into the region by early this weekend. Friday night into Saturday, rain does look likely across the area.
From News 12, Road to the Championship. Sponsored by Milton Rubin Superstore.
It is officially quarterfinal week in the college football playoffs, and out of every team, Georgia going back to the place where their season ended last.
Yeah, Ashley, the Dogs have officially landed in the Big Easy, set to take on number 6 Ole Miss Thursday. The team they had already beaten once this year back in October. Thanks to Milton Rubin Superstore, we are bringing you behind-the-scenes access all week from NOLA. In the pack of hungry dogs, somewhere in there you can make out Gunnar Stockton, maybe behind Kirby Smart up there. Back in that 43-35 win in October, he totaled 5 touchdowns, 4 of them in the air and 1 of them on the ground. New Orleans, though, riddled with some difficult memories for this team, holding a special place for QB1. It's where he took over behind center, getting his first career start, giving us a true glimpse of what this season could hold before it even started.
Yeah, I've had a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest, ever since. I don't know. I don't really handle losses that well. But I know I worked this off season and where I'm at today to set myself up to do good things.
Now your News 12 sports director, Alyssa Lyons, will be in New Orleans, and our coverage will start as soon as she hits Canal Road tomorrow. The winner of Georgia versus Ole Miss, will face the winner of Ohio State versus Miami in the Fiesta Bowl semifinal game on January 8th.
All right, thanks for that. And speaking of the college football playoffs and the Sugar Bowl, security is growing tighter in New Orleans tonight ahead of the anniversary.
Has anyone on your house noticed the internet's a little slower this week than it was last week? You can blame Santa for that. I'm Jamie Tucker. Coming up, I'll explain what's going on with your internet and how to get things moving again.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Get this low-mileage lease on this 2026 Cadillac Optic rear-wheel drive luxury for around $409 per month. Visit Jim Hudson Cadillac of Augusta.
Hi, I'm Gunnar Stockton.
All right, looking at our fish and game forecast for tomorrow, your ideal time is going to be around 10:20 tomorrow morning. That's going to be our best peak during the day on Tuesday. Maybe tough fishing conditions out there tomorrow. We have a very cold and dry air mass that's going to be moving in for the rest of tonight and lasting through Wednesday. Will bring us bluebird skies over the next couple of days, and not going to be overly windy tomorrow. Definitely not as windy as what it's been today, but still a steady northwest wind 7 to 12. And then Wednesday, that wind will likely pick up a tad more out of the west between 10 to 15. But our morning temps up at the lake Tuesday and Wednesday will be well into the 20s, so get ready for that. Here's a look at that 7-day outlook. We're much more seasonable by Thursday, and then as we head towards the weekend, we are looking at some pretty decent rain chances on Saturday. Here's that wind we're expecting for your Wednesday. So starting early in the morning, maybe some gusts up to 10, not overly breezy, but by later into the afternoon, those gusts will be working their way to around 20, maybe up to 25 at times, and that will stick around into our Wednesday evening. So this is where the fire danger comes into play. If you're going to be setting off fireworks Wednesday night for the new year, make sure you have a water source close by and use extra caution.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. The day after Christmas is when a lot of people notice that there's something wrong with the internet. Your consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, explains there are some things that you can do to get things back up to speed.
It is pretty common this time of year to hear someone in the house say,
"Dad, Netflix is buffering again."
well, the good news is your Wi-Fi isn't getting slower, it's getting busier.
Christmas added a lot of new devices to your home network. Phones, computers, smart TVs, security cameras, maybe a new gaming console. All of them are competing for the same signal. Think of it like rush hour traffic. Same number of lanes, but a lot more cars. There are a few easy ways to speed things back up. Start with the simplest fix that actually works. Restart your modem and router. Turn them off or unplug them, wait about 30 seconds, and then turn them back on. That clears out any temporary issues, forces everything to reconnect cleanly, and will install updates in the background. If you haven't already, download your router's app. It will show you everything using your Wi-Fi. You may be surprised to see old phones, tablets you no longer use, or devices you forgot about. Removing them frees up bandwidth right away. Router placement matters more than most people realize. If it's stuck in a corner, a closet, or behind a TV, the signal struggles to reach the rest of the house. If you can, move it closer to the center of the home, away from other electronics, and point the antennas in different directions. Newer Wi-Fi 6 and 7 routers handle more devices at the same time much better, and in larger homes with multiple floors, a mesh Wi-Fi system can help spread the signal to rooms that are hard to reach.
So take a look at your router. If it does not say 5 or 6 gigahertz, it's time to upgrade, because when the Wi-Fi can keep up, everything else works. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, so before you call your internet company, checking a few of those things may fix the problem a lot quicker. Right now, a group of Buddhist monks making its way to our nation's capital, and
over the next couple of mornings, we are going to see hard freeze temps, upper 20s Tuesday morning, then mid-20s by Wednesday. Have a quick look at that 7-day for you just after a short break.
A bad accident ruins your car.
The News 1226 First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster.
All right, folks, just want to make sure we do get the word out about the firework dangers we do have later this week. Remember, we do have an elevated fire risk across the area that will last through at least Thursday morning. The reason is we are going to have very low relative humidity. Even though we saw a little bit of rain this morning, we're still going to have some very dry fuel on the ground, and wind's not going to go completely calm over the next several days. So any fire that starts can quickly spread. So make sure you are taking proper precautions with fireworks this year. Keep that water source close by just in case any fire does start. You have a quick way to kind of put those fireworks out. But should be great weather-wise. We are expecting temperatures to be staying chilly over the next couple of days, so starting to feel like wintertime again for us. As we head towards our New Year's Eve night, those temps will likely be in the upper 30s once we do welcome in the new year. Stick with us. We're going to have much more for you on News 12 at 6 o'clock, just after a short break.
Hi, I'm Deborah Alfarone. Spring storms are ravaging the South.
The all-new local news live streaming app. Search LNL. Always streaming, always free.
South Carolina is a charitable